Aeropress. Why and how to use it. Firstly, the Aeropress is a full immersion brewing method, meaning the coffee and water stay together for the entirety of the brewing process, much like a French press. Right here. The Aeropress is different, though, because it filters your coffee straight into the cup, making it much easier to use. So it uses a forced filtration system. First thing you must do, take your ground coffee. I'm not going to grind coffee because I'm not going to drink it right now. I'm going to bed. Grind your coffee. Don't let it get stale. It gets stale in like 10 seconds. So you want to brew it as quickly as possible. You put your paper filter, or they also make metal discs if you want to reuse one. Also works. It does change the taste of the coffee just a little bit, and so it's a little different. But take your paper filter, pop that bad boy right on the bottom, put it on top of your cup, dump the ground coffee at about a medium or less towards fine ground, and you put it right on in there. We have the Zoshirushi hot water dispenser, which probably is the best thing about the Aeropress because we don't have to wait to boil water. It is always at 195 degrees, which we feel is the best brewing temperature for the Aeropress. So we put it right on in there. Now, I use roughly 28 grams of coffee to about 200 to 250 grams of water. It helps to have a scale such as this. Need to get new batteries for that though. So measuring it out helps, gives you a consistent cup every single time. So after you put the coffee in the top, fill it with water. You give it a good stir, roughly 10 seconds. You let the coffee bloom. It's going to release some gases and whatnot. And then you use the plunger and push. Force filtration, like I said, pushing the water through the coffee beans. And what you're left with is a delicious, smooth cup of coffee on the other side. The benefits of the Aeropress: quick and easy clean after you push it through. You just twist this cap again and you will have a coffee puck left on this, and you just push it right into the trash can, and it really cleans itself as you use it. You're left with just this. You rinse it off, put it back on the counter for display and for storage. But the Aeropress produces really, like I said, a smooth cup. It is one of my favorite ways to brew, and the forced filtration, full immersion brewing system is great. It is designed to have as little contact between the coffee and water as possible, because the longer they are together, the more bitter the cup is going to be, and also the higher the temperature and whatnot, the more bitterness is going to be extracted from the coffee. But the Aeropress, naturally, because of its design, does not allow the bitterness of the coffee to come out, so you're left with a very sweet cup, and many people who insist on putting cream and sugar in their coffee, I'll make them a cup with the Aeropress, and like, wow, coffee is actually sweet. And it is, if done properly, and that is usually how it comes out in the Aeropress. You can even take low quality coffee and make a relatively good cup. I have recently gotten into roasting my own. Right now I have some Brazil. It's still venting the carbon dioxide for another 12 to probably 12 to 24 hours yet. It'll probably be ready in the morning. But the Aeropress works best with light and medium roasts. Dark roasts just aren't good anyway, so that's best. But the Aeropress light to medium roasts, and you'll really get a lot of the sweetness, the natural sweetness from the coffees. And with the Aeropress, there are so many different variables that you can change to change your cup. So you can have the same beans ground differently is going to produce a different tasting cup. You can use different temperatures of water and get a different taste in the cup. You could use a different amount of time for plunging. You could use more filters. And it's also going to change the taste, like I said. And so it really takes the coffee snobbery to the next level. And you'll really start to see the different tastes, the notes within the coffee. That's just what the Aeropress does. I think it's one of the best methods for extracting all of the flavors from coffee. Getting, like we have the Brazil, that you can definitely taste the nuttiness of the coffee. Coffee picks up flavors from whatever it's grown under because it's a shade grown tree plant, and so you'll be getting the flavors of whatever it's grown under, near, around. Brazil tends to have the nutty flavors. You can definitely taste that with the Aeropress, but you get a lot of the sweetness, and that is the benefit of a full immersion brewing method. But specifically with the Aeropress, it doesn't stay together long, so it doesn't get the bitterness that you would with, say, a drip maker or even a French press, because a French press is a really long brewing process. It's usually 3 to 5 minutes. The Aeropress, you can be done in a minute. And I just looked at the World Aeropress Championships. The winner used a brew process that was 1 minute and 35 seconds, and that won a worldwide competition for best cup of coffee with the Aeropress. So you can really geek out with the Aeropress, which, as Brianna has said, I do often. But the Aeropress, great coffee. Really easy to be consistent with the right tools, such as those Zoshirushi, nice grinder, which you can see is right there, and a burr grinder is the only way to go. And what else? Yeah, I don't know. Aeropress changes the way you drink coffee, and you really get different tastes with it, and highly recommend it. It's great. That's all I got. Hope you enjoy the Aeropress.